Obviously it's one of those games where it's conference basketball in almost February, right? So like it's gonna be a grind. And I thought we had great effort on Thursday night. I thought our effort for the most part tonight was really good. We just didn't seem to have a lot of flow offensively. Some credit that to Green Bay. I mean, they do that. They were switching between zone and they're switching between man. They kind of keep you in front, and they don't really give you a whole lot of advantage. So they did a great job of kind of slowing us down, but we were able to figure it out. We were able to get some stops late. We were able to get on the backboards. Enoch had a number of huge offensive rebounds. B-Stone had a couple of huge offensive rebounds. Some of the effort plays that kind of separate winning and losing we made tonight, and I think that was the difference.
Coach, you guys shot 36% from the field, and this was a game where Khalil Spur didn't have as much an impact compared to the other night. How important is it to win a game based on with the contribution of the role players like Brandon Stone and the others?
Well, that's what teams are supposed to be about. Like, not everyone's going to go and get 25 every night, and so you got to be able to do the things that are the non-negotiables, which is the defensive effort, the rebounding, trying to take care of the basketball. Those are the things that impact winning and losing. They say, defense decides whether you win or lose, and the offense determines by how much, right? So the other night we defended really well. Our offense was rolling. We won by a lot. Tonight we defended well. Offense wasn't rolling. We won by a little, right? So the defense is really what's key, and we've been trying to preach that all year long. And we haven't always embraced that, but I think these last couple of games, I thought guys have done a really good job of trying to lock down, get the stops that we needed when necessary. There's still room for improvement, as there always is, but it's nice to be able to come off and get 2 wins at home before we go back out on the road.
You mentioned some of those flashier plays from like Stone and from others, but 21 for Mike tonight. What was it like for him to just be able to step up and be the leading scorer with Tristan Menson and Khalil not having the same success?
Yeah, they went under on the ball screens on him, and he was able to get his feet set and really step in and knock it down. Obviously, that last three was huge, but everyone was. And I thought he made some good plays. I thought at times offensively we tried to do some stuff that wasn't there. We were trying to get back on Sports Center top 10, and I think we might make the not top 10 for a couple of those passes that we made. But again, either way, we were able to get the win, and Mike was huge in that. McGee, started that second half really kind of getting where he wanted to and creating some advantage. I thought Mike did a good job on him down the stretch. We were trying to keep the ball out of his hands a little bit, and I thought Mike did a really good job on that end as well. So, everybody contributed. Mike was the guy that made the shots tonight, and next time it might be somebody else. And again, that's how teams work.
Coach, Cheeks with a double-double tonight. Can you speak about his effort, because he always seems to be bringing 110% every night?
Yeah, huge. I think it's his third, maybe fourth double-double of the year. Definitely his third, maybe his fourth. In 38 minutes. Right, he played 38 minutes and 43 seconds, and we were trying to find some time to get him out. Obviously, Tristan had some foul trouble, Jerron had some foul trouble. So he had to take some long stretches, and he was so impactful. In all the minutes that he played. Emmanuel Anson kicked our butts when we played them the first time. I think he had 23 points and 11 rebounds. And we really challenged Enoch to kind of keep him off the glass. He had 0 offensive rebounds in the game tonight, so he did his job on that end. And some of the rebounds that he had late, they really gave us life. They allowed us to get run that clock, exhale a little bit, and really create an advantage for us. And so I can't tell you how impactful those were. And I think we talked about it the other day. He can affect the game in so many ways with energy, with effort. Even that last play that they called the travel on, how he got to that ball, he never should have got to that ball. But because, he has some of those physical gifts and he has some of that toughness, he was able to get his hands on it. Obviously, he wasn't able to get his feet set. I'll contend that he might have got bumped as he grabbed the ball, but no one wanted to listen to me on that either. But his performance tonight was the part of the difference.
Speaking of Tristan Jeffries, he's got extended minutes this week for Camp Fair. So how has his development been as a true freshman for you? And are you comfortable with him sort of having a role going forward for the rest of the way?
He's got it. He determines that a little bit, right? Obviously, he's gotten great opportunity here in these last couple of weeks. He's made some really good plays. There's certain things that he needs to clean up, and he's got to just stay engaged mentally. Like, that's the hardest thing for a lot of these guys as freshmen is, in a high school game, there's opportunities to catch your breath. When you're a freshman in a college game, you're trying to figure out if you're on foot or horseback. So you can't relax, you can't exhale, you can't stand straight up, and we'll go back and watch the tape. There was a couple times where the ball was thrown to him, and I'm not sure he was anticipating it was coming to him. And they weren't the greatest passes, like Mike's pass to him at the end. It didn't hit him square in the hands. But if you're engaged and you're locked in and you're comfortable, you adjust and you keep that ball in front. And so we'll show him that stuff. But that's the biggest challenge, him staying focused day in and day out so that he can contribute. I think when Cam returns, if he can show that he can contribute, that just makes us a stronger team, right? And what he can do and what opportunities he gets, a lot will be how he continues to practice and develop.
A ton of second and third chance opportunities really paying dividends. What does that do for team morale in this tight of a game to the final buzzer?
Well, sometimes it's the difference, right? We took 14 more shots than they did, and you win the game by 2. Now, they took 12 more free throws than we did, but maybe one of those offensive rebounds, maybe Enoch's rebound in the first half where he got low bridged and still was able to tip it in, maybe that's the difference in the game. And I think when you have guys that are thinking in that regard where whatever the game asks me to do, I'm going to go do because this play right here might be the difference between us getting over the hump or being a little bit short. And so getting on that glass, we've challenged guys to get on that glass. We don't box out great, but guess what? Everyone else doesn't box out great either. So can we try to take advantage? And with Enoch, with Khalil, with Brandon, even Matt, Justin, those guys, when they go to the glass, good things happen for us. And again, you saw some of that tonight.
You have members of the 1982 team here tonight, the first team to make the NCAA tournament for the program. It's also the first time you guys won consecutive games in the Horizon League. How much are you hoping as you enter this new world in this conference that this can be the start of the program ascending in Horizon?
Yeah, I mean, those guys kind of put Robert Morris on the map from a championship perspective. And, we've had 9, conference tournament championships since then. And, we want to get a 10th. And I'm going to go have a beer with those guys upstairs. And, I'm glad our guys were able to figure out a way to get a win for them. I thought the effort was where it needed to be. And I think those guys are, proud alums of Robert Morris University basketball. And I think the guys on the current team today, gave the appropriate effort that those guys deserve to witness. And we got work to do. But, I think in 1970, whatever, when they decided to go Division I, I'm not sure anybody anticipated 5-6 years later that they'd be in the NCAA tournament in back-to-back seasons. So the blueprint's there, and those guys have kind of charted the course, and we've come a long way since then. But some of the things that made those guys champions is what we're trying to work on and improve every day.